Okay, roll call, please.
Corbin, Zupan, Lawrence, Moses, Jones,
Here.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Here.
DeVeronica, Norelli, Bono, Cunningham, Stokes. No Stokes, okay. Stepanski, Becker,
Here.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka is absent, and Ostrander. We have 1,418 votes present.
Okay, approval of the minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes. Motion by Mr. Roberts, second. Second by Mr. Zupan. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, communications reports, reports of committees.
Okay, we have notice of public hearing for the town of Verona. It's solar energy local law. Reports, Madison County Cornell Cooperative Extension 2019 annual report, and reports of committees, audit of vouchers payable approved at today's meeting submitted by finance director totaling $19,665,705.97.
Okay, next I'm going to introduce Ron Raymer, our Veteran Services Director. He's bringing with him today Don Smith. Don's a native of Hamilton, New York. He's a retired U.S. Air Force vet and retired Director of Madison County Veteran Service Agency. He's currently serving as the acting president of the Board of Directors for the Madison County War Veterans Memorial. And Don will present an overview of WAVM. So welcome, Don. Yes, sir. Good to have you.
Yes, I'm here today to provide an overview of our Veterans Memorial up at the courthouse. As you said, I am the acting president due to the passing of Doug Binney, our president, last February 20th. Start off, I guess, with a brief history of the memorial. 1886, a working group was formed to explore erecting a county memorial, veterans memorial. The group became a standing committee of Madison County American Legion Department of Health. In August of 1988, petition was filed for incorporation, which was granted in October 1988. The Madison County War Veterans Memorial Incorporated became a registered tax-exempt organization within the state of New York, also known, or better known as WAVM. I thought that was a good acronym, I guess, waving the flag. So design, fund, erect, and maintain a Veterans Memorial for the then 297 military members of Madison County, from Madison County, who lost their lives during World War I, World War II, and Korea. Thanks, Mark. Is that better? Hopefully that'll work a little bit. The committee determined the most logical location would be the county seat, and the Board of Supervisors approved the site in Wapsville, February 14th, 1989. Hello? Work began shortly thereafter, and subsequent to 15 months of hard labor, and if you talk to some of the guys that worked on it, it was hard labor. The memorial was formally dedicated on Memorial Day, May 28th, 1990. That's 30 years ago this year. The funds were raised for the project through donations, benefit dinners, auctions, raffles, and selling WAVM memorabilia at field days and fairs like the county fair. These activities generated approximately 60% of the proceeds, and the remaining 40% came from private, commercial, fraternal donations, as well as a $15,000 grant from the New York State Division of Veterans Affairs obtained through Senator Nancy Lorraine Hoffman. WAVM was organized as a non-political organization with a board of 12 directors and 4 associate directors. Each applicant must be an honorably discharged wartime veteran. The executive committee is comprised of 5 annually elected officers and 2 elected committeemen. Then there's 6 appointed standing committees under the WAVM umbrella. In keeping with the original intent of WAVM, we promote and oversee and coordinate memorial services and other activities at the memorial and plaza. We maintain a harmonious working relationship with Madison County Board of Supervisors, I think, and all recognized chartered veterans organizations to perpetuate and preserve the Madison County War Veterans Memorial. The Board of Directors ensure replacement of the flags, painting, planting, and weeding maintenance is conducted as needed. We integrate with our local elementary school students and our programs to attend veterans, and we also attend veterans-related school functions to educate our community children. 2 years ago, we revived the Madison County Veteran of the Year program that the old Moose Club used to do years ago. First 2 years were very successful. Unfortunately, this year it's been canceled. But that recognizes the veterans and who do more than they need to, or more above and beyond what they should do in their communities, whether it's church, whatever. We do conduct some fundraising events to offset the cost of such things as flag replacements. Usually it's a dinner or a barbecue. Last year in 2019, Waveram realized it had been 10 years since our first Madison County service member was killed in action in the War on Terror. We needed to publicly pay tribute to those who had lost their lives serving their country in the War on Terror. So Waveram approved the addition of an additional stone in the center of the memorial star. The stone is a 5-sided pentagon-shaped stone with each side face approximately 20 inches wide. The stone is 5 foot tall. A nameplate at the top of the face identifies the War on Terror. Under the plate is the individual plaques for each service member killed in action. Their information is inscribed on a dark gray plaque with raised light gray lettering. The only two that are on it, thankfully, now are Lance Corporal Jeremy S. Lasher, U.S. Marine Corps, killed in action July 23rd, 2009, and Sergeant Edward H. Bolin, U.S. Army, killed in action November 10th, 2010. This stone can be modified if needed for future events or if we have any more unfortunate deaths. This year, as I said, was the 30th anniversary of this memorial. We had planned to do several events, publicize it, but we had to settle for a limited virtual activity for Memorial Day, and we'll probably do the same for Veterans Day. We hope to reinstate our programs in the near future. This permanent enshrinement ensures we remember the ultimate sacrifice made by all our war dead citizens. In closing, I want to thank Chairman Becker for his continuous support and the whole board for your support over the years and hopefully continued in the future. Do you have anything you want to say?
Thank you, Tom, so much. Good afternoon, and thank you. I just want to take this opportunity. Here with me today is Lucas Dimstra, here to my right. Luke is our newest veteran service counselor and member of the Madison County Veteran Service Agency team. He was born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and joined the Navy at the age of 21. After serving as a hospital corpsman for almost 8 years, Luke, his wife, and their 2 children moved to Oneida here in Madison County. Although he has worked in the healthcare community, both in and out of the military for over 10 years, he has felt as though his talents can be better utilized by serving those who served. Luke feels that he has a calling to help those in need and looks forward to assisting the veterans of Madison County. Luke also continues to serve our great nation as a member of the U.S. Navy Reserves. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Ed. Rocky, you were on the original committee when that started, correct? Yep. Were you the one that coined the phrase hard labor? Okay. Okay. So we can do our retirements next.
Okay. Resolution of appreciation, retiree recognition, Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Resolution has been made. Second. Second by Ms. Norelli. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Or wait, we got to do roll call on everything.
No.
Right?
Not-
Okay. All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Aye.
Okay. First we have Robin Clancy.
Robin was unable to join us today. She's been a caseworker in our Child and Family Services unit for the last 13 years or so, doing all kinds of activities for us with foster care and CPS. And Robin's gonna spend some time with her grandchildren and appreciates the parting gift.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Next, Catherine Sieber. She was with our sheriff's office. Yvonne calling. Yes, sir. Thank you, Sheriff.
Yep, thank you very much. I'll accept this on Kathy's behalf. She couldn't be here today. Kathy did 13 years with the sheriff's office in correction. And in the end of her career, she worked in the reentry program. So she literally saved probably hundreds, if not thousands of people's lives, getting them ready to be reintroduced back into society with housing, anything from alcohol and drug rehabilitation to all the programs that we have in the jail, which is our ultimate goal, to get them to be functioning members of society. And Kathy spearheaded that program for us. So she'll be missed. And thank you on behalf of her.
Okay, thank you. Okay. You want to do one resolutions before we start?
I'll do government.
You can do
operations.
government operations.
Okay, we'll start with the preferred agenda resolutions for government operations. Resolution number 2, authorizing an agreement with the CSCA Blue Collar. Number 3, authorizing enterprise agreement with Networks. Number 4, authorizing Humana Medicare Advantage Employer Plan Renewal for 2021. And number 5, creating a full-time permanent position in the county clerk's office and abolishing a full-time permanent position in mental health. That's Mary Kavanaugh, Vice Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Resolutions are made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ostrander. Is there any discussion? Roll call,
Mr.
please.
Chairman,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman, I have one question.
Mr. Goldstein.
On the Humana resolution number 4, what's the explanation for why our prescription drug costs went down so much?
They're free now. Everything is free. Or is Ryan here? Ryan's not here. So
Okay, all right.
I don't know the answer.
Good news, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't know if this was a trend, if this was some negotiated thing or what it was.
What?
I talked to Ryan just briefly about this one day, and he said it's gonna go down and it's likely to go back up again the following year. So like probably
Oh.
get used to this.
Okay.
There's just been lower utilization this year because folks haven't been going out. So the numbers are such that they're not reflecting, a lot higher claims utilization in this year.
There you go. Stay home, stay healthy.
It's-
Okay.
Okay. So roll call, please.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Yes.
Steve Veronica, Norelli, Bono, Cunningham, Stokes is absent, Stepanski, Becker,
All right.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Maglioka, oops, he's absent, sorry. Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan, Lawrence, and Moses. 1,418 ayes.
Carried. Okay, before we go any farther, we need to wish Cindy a happy birthday today. It's her birthday. So happy birthday,
Thank you.
Cindy.
Thank you very much.
Public. She was trying to slip in this public hearing before anybody else had a comment, Yvonne. Yes, we have our public hearing for 2:15. I need a motion to open the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Walrod, second by Mrs. Norelli. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, the public hearing is now open on the residency requirement for DSS Deputy Commissioner. Is there anybody here to speak for or against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing. Motion by Ms. Kavanaugh, seconded by Mr. Roberts. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried.
Jeez. It's got a collar.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get everyone to grab it.
When is the next one? Do you want me to do one more group?
220 or two? Oh, yeah, 220. Yep.
Okay, we'll
go
do
ahead,
one
yeah.
more group
Yep.
of resolutions for finance under preferred agenda.
Yes.
Resolution 6, indicating certain intent pursuant to real property tax law and directing the County Department of Law to issue certain notice to TJA Clean Energy. Number 7, authorizing agreement with Vineski and Company. Number 8, authorizing agreement with Town of Fenner. And number 9, approval of application of refund and credit under real property tax law for 2018, 19, and 20 town and county taxes. Number 10, approval of application for refund and credit under real property tax law for town and county taxes also. And number 11, authorizing the modification of the 2020 adopted county budget. It's our bundle resolutions. Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman, Finance, Ways and Means.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? Yes, Mr. Stepanski.
On number 6, just on the now therefore be it resolved part. Right after that, it says that is, it should be that if. That little word is to if.
You got that, Jeffrey?
Yeah, I think he's correct. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll just mark that up to a
Okay.
spelling. Yep.
That's all.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay. Roll call, please.
Walrod, Schwartz,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
DeVronica, Norelli, Bono,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Stefanski,
Yes,
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Yes.
Moses, Jones.
Aye.
1,418 ayes.
Carried. Okay, next, we have another public hearing overriding the tax levy limit. I need a motion to open the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Ellie, second by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Carried. Okay, is there anybody here to speak for or against overriding the tax levy limit? Okay, seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing. Motion by Mr. Walrod, seconded by Ms. Schwartz. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody
Aye.
opposed? Carried.
Okay, next we have resolutions for Health and Human Services Committee. Resolution 12, authorizing agreement and modifying the budget for Public Health Preparedness Grant. Number 13, authorizing budget modification for the federal CDC grant for public health drinking water programs. Number 14, authorize the chairman to amend an agreement with Liberty Resources Family Services. And number 15, authorizing an agreement with Madison County Children's Camp and modifying the budget. Alex Stepanski, Chairman, Health and Human Services Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move the adoption of these resolutions.
Resolution has been made. Do I have a second? Second by
Second.
Mr. Cunningham. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Schwartz,
Yes.
Goldstein,
Yes.
DeVronica, Norelli, Bono,
Yes.
Cunningham,
Yes.
Stepanski,
Yes,
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan,
Yes.
Lawrence, Moses,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
and Walrod. 1,418 ayes.
Carried.
Next, we have our Planning Committee. Resolution 16 and 17 are both modifying agreements for the New York Main Street Program grant. Number 18, authorizing agreement with New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation. Number 19, appointing a member to the Madison County Industrial Development Agency. And number 20, appointing a member to the Madison County Capital Resource Corp. And we have Cliff Moses, Chairman, Planning Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ostrander. Is there any discussion? Who is Dugan replacing Mr. Hicks on your IDA board?
Jack Romagnoli.
Okay,
And where did we find this person, or how did they come about?
He was recommended by Jack Romagnoli as a replacement. He is the CEO of Knowles Corporation in Cazenovia, one of our major high-tech manufacturers, and represents the Cazenovia, Southern Madison County area.
Okay, thanks.
okay. Roll call, please.
Goldstein,
Yes.
DeVronica, Norelli,
Aye.
Bono, Cunningham, Stepanski, Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Yes.
Moses,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz,
Yes.
1,418 ayes.
Carrie.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Kip.
Next, we have Criminal Justice Public Safety Committee. Resolution 21, authorizing the board to accept a gift of personal property. 22, authorizing agreement with Morrisville Eaton Central School District for special patrol officers. 23, authorizing an agreement with Priority Dispatch. 24, authorizing an agreement with Commercial Kitchen Cleaning. 25, authorizing an agreement for barber services. 26, appointing a member to the Traffic Safety Board. And 27, authorize the chairman to accept a grant with New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Live Scan Equipment Program and modifying the budget. Paul Walrod, Chairman, Criminal Justice Public Safety.
Mr. Chairman, move these resolutions for adoption.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Stepanski. Is there any discussion?
I got just one question, John.
Yes,
On
Ms. Schwartz.
resolution number 24, I'm just wondering the frequency of the cleaning, is that $100 pop, is that
That's for, my understanding, that was for heavy grease and, more than just your normal cleaning when needed.
so it's kind of a couple times a year they come in and do a big clean?
I can't say how many times a year, but it's not something that, a normal cleanup would do. It's, my understanding was for heavy duty, cleaning of the grease that was built up.
Thank you.
okay, what, in 21, what gift did we receive at the Board of Supervisors?
That's, that's from Hubbardsville. I guess they replaced this pumping apparatus. This is a lot better shape than the one that they had, and they gifted it to us.
For water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Get the training center.
okay.
It's for training purposes only. It won't be used for anything
Right.
else.
I guess the sheriff is here. Is there anyone more to add to that cleaning in the kitchen?
You hit it right on the head. So some of those grease vents in the kitchen is essentially a restaurant in there with all the equipment that we have. So they come in and they'll, to reduce the risk of fire and things like that, they have to have those cleaned out periodically, just like a restaurant would, so we can comply with the Department of Health.
There's no grease with peanut butter sandwiches, Sheriff.
That was without help.
Yes, okay. Roll call, please.
Okay, DeVronica, Norelli,
Aye.
Bono, Cunningham, Stepanski, Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, keep on saying it, Corbin, Zupan,
Yes.
Lawrence,
Yes.
Moses,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
okay,
He was
Walrod,
looking out the window.
Schwartz,
I was too.
Nothing's changed.
Sorry, Cindy, go
that's
ahead.
okay, Schwartz, okay, and Goldstein,
Yes.
1,418 ayes.
Carried.
Okay, next we have our Highway Buildings and Grounds Committee. Resolution 28, control of snow and ice on county roads. 29, authorizing agreement with RMS Gravel. 30, authorizing a renewal agreement with Mark Andy. 31, authorizing agreement with Hybrid Building Solutions. We have Ron Bono, Chairman, Highway Buildings and Grounds.
Resolution's been made, seconded by Mr. DeVeronica. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Norelli, Bono, Cunningham, Stepanski, Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan, Lawrence, Moses, Jones,
Aye. Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Yes. Yes.
DeVeronica. 1,418 ayes.
Carried.
And now we have Solid Waste Recycling Committee resolutions. Number 32, authorizing agreement with Egan Excavation and Equipment. 33, authorizing agreement with Kind Hardware for selling solid waste punch cards. And 34, authorize the chairman to sign merger agreement with Miller Environmental Group for Household Hazardous Waste Program. Jim Goldstein, Chairman, Solid Waste Recycling Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move resolutions for adoption.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Norelli. Is there any discussion?
I was just wondering, I thought there was going to be another resolution that was on the agenda. Is that not here
It's under,
today?
it was under GOC, the MOU.
Yeah, that was resolution
Okay.
2.
All right, never mind.
Everybody all set?
Mhm.
Mr. Norelli? Okay, roll call, please.
Bono, Cunningham, Stepanski, Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan, Lawrence, Moses, Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Yes.
DeVeronica, Norelli. 1,418 ayes.
Carried.
And now we have resolutions on our regular agenda. Resolution 35, adopting local law number 5 for the year 2020. Mary Kavanaugh, Chairwoman, Government Operations Committee.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ostrander. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution 36, adopting local law number 6 for the year 2020. Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman, Finance, Ways and Means Committee.
Resolution has been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Walrod. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution 37, designating disposal of obsolete and or surplus county personal property. Dave Jones, Chairman, Administration Oversight Committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution for adoption.
Okay, resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Ostrander. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 38, authorizing the modification of the 2020 adopted county budget. Alex Stepanski, Chairman, Health and Human Services, co-signed by Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman, Finance.
Mr. Chairman, I move the adoption of this resolution.
Resolution has been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Norelli. Is there any discussion? What is this for? What's this? Just
It's the FMAP money that we received from the federal government, $750,000 in additional FMAP. So that's a plus for us.
It's a plus up for us.
Yes, it's a decrease in expense and a decrease in the amount of fund balance that's being appropriated in the budget. So this is a positive for us.
Good. Thank you. That was Cindy Edick, our treasurer. What's that? For this one. Okay, roll call, please.
Becker,
Aye.
Kavanaugh, Roberts, Ostrander, Corbin, Zupan, Lawrence, Moses, Jones,
Aye.
Walrod, Schwartz, Goldstein,
Yes.
DeVeronica, Norelli, Bono, Cunningham, and Stepanski.
Yes.
1,418 ayes.
Carried.
Resolution 39, authorizing the modification of the 2020 adopted county budget. Ron Bono, Chairman, Highway Buildings and Grounds, co-signed by Yvonne Norelli, Chairwoman, Finance.
Resolution has been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Moses. Is there any discussion? Yes, Mr. Bono. Okay. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Kavanaugh. Roberts. Ostrander. Corbin. Zupan. Lawrence. Moses. Jones.
Aye.
Walrod. Schwartz. Goldstein.
Yes.
DeBronica. Norelli. Bono. Cunningham. Stefanski. And Becker.
Aye.
1,418 ayes.
Carried.
Resolution number 40, authorize the chairman to enter into an agreement with the Cazenovia Preservation Foundation. Cliff Moses, Chairman, Planning Committee.
Resolution's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Zupan. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Carried. Yeah. Eric, well, you want to put him, Eric, would you want to do a quick update here?
Come to my seat, Eric, so people on the Zoom can hear you.
Then what are we doing? GOC and then?
No, we gotta do, Juicy's following the board meeting, so we do our committee of the whole.
We hold on GOC. Okay. Thank you, Eric.
Lower the seat down, Mark. Good afternoon. Just a quick update. We're pretty much holding steady. We have currently 11 active cases. We had only one new case today. We're averaging around 2.1 cases per day. Right now, everything's going well. We're retraining our in-house contact tracers just in preparation for the public schools going back into session, as well as the colleges coming back into session. We have weekly calls with the colleges, the public schools, and the hospitals as we go through their plans and the preparations to make sure that things are going to be coordinated and we stay on top of things as they begin to open up. I don't really have anything else to add other than we are 2 or 3 weeks now into wastewater testing, and that's going well. I think Colgate comes online with their testing next week. So we'll have all 3 college communities being tested. We're in the process of trying to get contracts with a laboratory so that, and a home care agency, Nicentia, who can be used as a strike team if we have an increase in the wastewater viral load. We will be able to send a team into a community and do some testing if we start to see that. So that's kind of the activities we're working on now.
Evan.
What's the baseline right now for tests?
Right now, it's kind of non-detected. We have, I haven't got the results for week 3, but we've done 2 weeks of testing and it's at the non-detected level. We're using these first 4 weeks to establish the baseline. And then as the students come back in, and the students are coming back in at different times, I think this Friday, CAS starts, students coming back on the 17th for that week of the 17th, Morrisville starts coming back. And then on the 22nd through the 25th, Colgate starts coming back. So we'll see.
Anybody have any other questions for Eric?
All students that have come back are in quarantine. The only students that we've had that have been positive actually were living here. They hadn't come from anywhere. So if they got it here locally. So, but we don't have any students currently.
Okay, good.
Yep, great.
Okay, I just want to get on a little kick here for a minute. We've been in our control room calls and we've gone back and forth with Albany. And you've heard me say about running things up the flagpole and they'll get back to us and everything else. very ineffective group down there. In 2011, when elected, our current governor said, if you are one of the highest tax states and regulated states, how do you survive? I guess he forgot that statement because we're going to be in trouble here in another few months. The wedding venues, as you know, opened up yesterday with a court order. The governor says he's going to appeal that decision, which is totally ridiculous. He said that you're putting people's lives at danger. Well, your life wouldn't be at danger if you're responsible for yourself. You know, we're not a nanny state that's going to take care of everybody. If you don't feel that you're going to be safe at a wedding, don't go. That's all there is to it. Stay home. The governor's also said that, you know, he's begging the billionaires to come back from the Hamptons. I think that's the only way you get a phone call out of this guy is to move there, and then maybe he'll call. I waited 2 years for a call from him. And I'd like to know, what about the 1 million people that left New York State between 2000 and 2010, and probably the other million that are going to leave our state between 2010 and 2020, causing all kinds of havoc with redistricting. We're going to lose congressional seats and everything else, and they're tone deaf in Albany. They just do not listen. On yesterday's call, Mark can elaborate a little bit more that they're going to get back to us. They're wringing their hands over this wedding venue. Well, it's not going to be long before the restaurant owners do the same thing, and they're going to be allowed to do the same thing. And it's going to go that way for each one of the industries. And we've told them and told them and told them, the 5 of us on the call, the 5 counties, and they just don't listen. The nation has paid their first 2 quarterly payments to the state. We've heard nothing from the state on getting our $3.5 million to make us whole on property taxes, let alone anything else. So I don't know where we're at or where we're going to be. Today you scheduled your budget hearings. If we don't hear anything from the state, then I don't know where we're going to be at. We're going to go into executive session for committee as a whole to talk about a few other things as we move along. I usually don't get after the governor this much, but he's very deserving of what he's got coming to him right now. Our state is burning down. We're in trouble, and I think we're going to be in bigger trouble by the end of the year. As I said, I fear for my state and I fear for my country, and I'm afraid that this is all going to trickle down, and we're going to be fearing for our community by the time we're all done. We live in a great county. Everybody here should be proud of what we've done, this board and previous boards, of how we've given our employees what they need to get their jobs done. We have a very effective workforce. Our metrics have all said, you know, people are happy working here. We want to keep that and keep it that way and keep it intact. Things will definitely change. I don't want to see them change, but we're going to have to adapt because I don't know what's coming down the road. I don't know what's coming down the pike at us. As I said, we're not getting anything out of Albany, so we're going to have to go by guess and by golly for a month or 2 here till we can figure things out. So that's where we're at with that. Do you want to say anything about the control room calls or anything?
Yeah, we've been, you know, it's the same industries, the gyms, bowling alleys, wedding venues. They keep, you know, pushing off on making a decision. And the big push for, you know, from the control room is make a decision. Tell these folks either we're going to open, you're going to close, so they can get on with their business. I talked to a gym over in Casanova, the owners, and they're about at the point where they're out of money and they're going to have to close their business permanently. You know, we've said we want to be a test case for gyms. You know, we talk about the gym in Cas, it's 15 people. She said, I can keep 7 people in there. We sanitize, we have a plan, you know, but they just keep spinning their wheels with all this stuff. And like when the wedding venue stuff hit yesterday, they were really upset about it. And County Executive McMahon said, you know, this is what happens. You know, we could have came up with a plan for weddings that could have been a responsible plan that could keep people safe, you know, with testing or social distancing, the masks, you know. He goes, now I have wedding venues that can fit 800 people in Onondaga County. Now I'm gonna have a wedding with 400 people, and we don't really want that, do we? But if we came up with a plan, maybe these businesses wouldn't be in a position or wouldn't want to sue because you're showing that you'll work with them. And that's the, I think, frustration right now with these businesses that have been left behind. The phases were great because everybody had a playbook to what you need to do to get to the next phase. But these other businesses have been left out of that playbook, and the frustration has been mounting. I have folks call me constantly, email me constantly, asking us for help, and what can we do? We don't set the rules. The state sets the rules. So there's been a lot of frustration on a lot of people's, and they keep saying, we're going to get back to you. We're going to get back to you. It's been up the flagpole, but we're not getting a response. And, but we're fighting for the businesses in this county, and we're fighting hard, and they just need to know that. And, but there's only so much we can control.
And we are at pre-COVID levels right now throughout the state. I think I've got those numbers here someplace.
They said yesterday on the call that, Onondaga County's been about 0.5% infection rate, back to the day 2 of the coronavirus, when things started in early March. So the numbers have been consistently at 0.5, and that's with, the travel ban and everybody coming into the state from the different areas. That's with, some students starting to come back in. Things have maintained a pretty level numbers. Eric even attested to when he was discussing with the board just for Madison County. So, statewide, we've been under 1% now for, 4 or 5, 6 weeks now. So that's another, frustration that people have.
Well, the governor said 548 people were hospitalized with the virus statewide, with 131 in intensive care, the lowest number we've had in ICU since we started in March. And that also comes along with his quote, and also comes along with his quote, that we need local governments across the board to also be doing their job. Well, that pisses me right
What
off,
does that mean?
because we have carried the ball for New York State throughout this whole thing.
And John, there haven't been any fatalities in the state in a couple of days.
No.
No.
Thank God for our public health department. And as I said, our dedicated employees who've carried the ball through this whole thing, with contract tracing, what we've gone through over at the greenhouse and at the senior living center in Chittenango. And, to get told local governments aren't stepping up is the most stupidest statement I've ever heard come out of Albany.
Yeah, and then, on the hospitalizations for our region right now, we have 13 hospitalizations for the region. So another frustrating thing we've heard is it was about flattening the curve. Well, the curve's been flat for a while now. The curve's non-existent, but now it's kind of to the eradication of the virus, which, we're not going to eradicate it until there's a vaccine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they're famous for. Move the goalposts.
And even with the vaccine, you're still not going to eradicate it.
No, because it mutates. Yeah.
Yep.
The number that's most important to me is facts. Okay, how many people die? People are gonna get it, some people get it, I'm seeing 0.03%.
We all know one person's brother here that got it. Not gonna mention any names. Tested positive twice, went home for 14 days, never showed a single sign, nothing. It's kind of crazy. We're not gonna protect everybody. As I've said before, if you're gonna be that afraid of everything, go home and hide underneath the damn bed and stay there. So.
5 to 14, elementary, middle school. 0.0004%. 200 people in the United States. And then closing school.
Yep. It's
My problem with it is most of these kids, the only 2 meals they get that are solid are at school. They're living in rough conditions.
we could get, probably Mike could speak to this situation about kids gonna be home, unsupervised, when they are home with some parents, it's a sketchy situation as it is, and we're gonna have a whole generation of kids that are gonna fall through the cracks, and you're gonna get a certain percentile that'll pick it up and learn the way they should, but you're gonna get a percent that's not going to, and I hope that they don't fall through the cracks, and we've got to do everything we can to help them out.
They're saying, Ryan McMahon was saying that they're worried about, kindergartners and first and second graders being left home alone because their parents have to go to work and the kids aren't in school. And, that's gonna be a CPS nightmare because, you're not supposed to be leaving your second graders home by themselves. But that people have to make a choice between working and childcare. And if they don't have the childcare, which childcare was tough, when schools were full-time and people were having a hard time getting childcare. Now you got, half the county in Onondaga County with kids that are not going to be in school. So many days a week.
Pete will back me up on this, that, over in Mike's department, he sees the worst of the worst over there with situations that go on in society, and it's not good. And we're about to make it worse, I'm afraid. So with that, does anybody have any questions? Okay, we'll need to go into committee as a whole. Yes, Bill. No, there's nothing. They're negotiating. We talked to Senator Schumer's office this morning, Mark and I did, and they're still negotiating. They don't want to give money directly to local governments. They want to give it to the states. And it's different in camps. They're entrenched and it's politics. They don't want to bail out New York State. They don't want to bail out Illinois. They don't want to bail out mismanaged states. And unfortunately, that trickles down to us. We've made various phone calls to the White House and everybody else pleading that you give the money directly to the counties. It'll help out everybody a lot better, and to no avail. But they're still negotiating. We're hoping that we're going to wind up getting something to make up for lost revenue or whatever we're cut from Albany. Right now on the control rooms, bottom line is 20%. Local aid's going to get cut by minimum 20%.
No, I would just like to commend the Madison County sheriffs and all the other police agencies that came to the incident in Cazenovia with professionalism and restraint, because it turned out the best possible outcome. So I want to pass it on that Madison County has a very professional police force.
Thank you, Sheriff. We stand behind our police agency. That's why we decided to put the flag up here, giving situations that are going on across our country. We're very fortunate to live here in Madison County and have what we have. So with that, need a motion to go into committee as a whole. Motion by Mr. Walrod, second by Mrs. Norelli. We gotta go. Do we have anything for committee as a whole in the open?
No, I know Jim Cunningham wanted to talk about nonprofit, specifically the folks over at Soil and Water and the freeze. If you want to get that now, Jim.
Yeah, we could talk about that now during non-executive sessions.
Sure. Soil Water Conservation is not a not-for-profit organization, as you know, and they perform a lot of engineering work for all of our towns, and cutting their funds is going to impact all of our communities for such things as culvert design or roadside ditch control that they do now. So I'm not sure why they are lumped in with not-for-profits. And it's severely going to hurt that organization to continue to do what they're doing. And it's going to cost the townships money to hire engineering work to do that sort of work. So I thought maybe I'd bring that up and see where we are with that. Freeze.
They're on the list that froze.
Yep.
We're holding payments out.
Yep.
So they were included in that. And Jim brought this up at the finance committee, his concern about how much longer are we going to hold on them, or can we do something different with them because they're providing a direct service to the towns and town budgets might be impacted. So we suggested we have a discussion and get the sense of the board, if anybody has a different thought on that or consensus of the board on Soil and Water District.
Yes, Mr. Bono.
They, soil and water, lot for the farmers and that type of thing, and that's grant driven. I mean, they have a pretty good budget, but the money that they get from the county is what they use for helping municipalities. So if they don't receive money there, that's where they will not be performing
We just haven't given them their second payment yet. have we?
Yeah, that's.
Right. So do they have a lot of work lined up?
Yeah, in fact, the new county highway department garage and, they've been doing a lot of work on soils over there and soil stormwater management. So, the county even benefits from their work.
They do the SWIFT report every week or whatever it is for that.
Okay. Okay, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about in committee's hall? Lauren?
Right now, there is 77,250 that's frozen. So their annual is 154,500.
Okay. All right, does anybody else have anything? Okay, we need a motion to go into executive session. Motion by Mr. Moses, seconded by Mr. Walrod. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by voting aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Carried. You're gonna shut that off. All right.